Hello and welcome to Vision of Asia, the news you can trust and events that move and celebrate our very own South Asian community. I am Pia Jyoti Kachru coming to you from our ITV Gold studio in New Jersey. In the headlines today, Air India's special flight lands at Delhi airport with over 240 passengers from Ukraine. Biden announces sanctions on Russia after moves against Ukraine. BJP will have record-breaking win. SP-BSP Congress combined won't be able to cross 100 mark, says UP's Deputy Chief Minister. Instagram removes daily time limit option. In our feature news today, we will be covering the popular movie Pushpa: The Rise. Japan to develop next-gen hydrogen engine for aircraft. The much-awaited Saif Ali Khan's first look as Vikram from Vikram Vedha will be out tomorrow. In our local news, 31st Annual State of the Township was held with Mayor Sam Joshi on Tuesday, February 22, 2022, and Guyana celebrates its 52nd Republic Day. Air India's special flight lands at Delhi airport with over 240 passengers from Ukraine. Air India's special flight AI 1946 landed at Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport from Ukraine's Boryspil Airport with over 240 Indian citizens on Tuesday night amid the Russian-Ukraine crisis. More than 20,000 students from India are currently studying in different parts of Ukraine. Feeling relieved, said an Indian student pursuing a medical course in Ukraine after landing at Delhi airport amid the Ukraine crisis. Another Indian student, Krish Raj, who is pursuing MBBS in Ukraine after landing at Delhi airport, said, "I was staying far from the border area, so the situation was normal there," returned after the advisory issued by Indian Embassy. Air India will operate a total of 3 flights from Ukraine to India. Air India is the only airline in India to operate flights from Ukraine during the impending war in the country. The Indian Embassy in Kyiv on Tuesday organized additional flights out of Ukraine in view of the continued tensions between Ukraine and Russia. The embassy issued an advisory amid escalating situation at the Russia-Ukraine border. Tensions rose dramatically after Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered the sending of Russian armed forces to Ukraine breakaway regions after recognizing their independence in his address to the nation on Monday. India strongly emphasized the need for all sides to exercise the utmost restraint and intensify diplomatic efforts to ensure a mutually amicable solution. Speaking on the UNSC briefing on developments in Ukraine, India's permanent representative to the United Nations, T.S. Tirumurthy, said that the escalation of tension along the border of Ukraine with the Russian Federation has the potential to undermine peace and security of the region. Biden announces sanctions on Russia after moves against Ukraine. The White House on Tuesday announced a round of sanctions targeting Russian banks and limiting the country's access to financial markets after Russia sent troops into 2 regions of eastern Ukraine, a step US and European officials characterized as the opening stages of a wider war. The sanctions, which targeted 2 state-owned banks as well as Russians, the White House called Kremlin-connected elites were significant but stopped short of the most severe penalties the administration had threatened. President Joe Biden, who described Moscow's military advance as the beginning of an invasion, said the measures announced Tuesday were the first tranche of sanctions and warned that more could come. This is one day after Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered his forces into the two breakaway regions of Donetsk and Luhansk, which he formally recognized as independent. Putin said the troops were on the peacekeeping mission. Biden called Russia's actions a flagrant violation of international law. The US measures paired with similar efforts in Europe, including the mothballing of the $11 billion Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline from Russia to Germany that will now sit dormant for the foreseeable future. Putin urged Ukraine to remain neutral militarily, a day after he asserted in an extraordinary televised address that Ukraine wasn't even a sovereign country. As officials in Washington and Europe waited anxiously for the Russian leader's next move, the Biden administration sought to calm spooked markets and assure consumers that the sanctions were designed to harm Russia's economy and to limit collateral damage. I am going to take robust action to make sure the pain of our sanctions is targeted, Biden said, acknowledging concerns about the rising cost of gasoline as energy prices have soared during the crisis. The Russian aggression and responding sanctions led to a volatile day of trading, with all three major US stock indexes falling at least 1% with its move. The United States was for the first time applying its most potent economic tool, known as full blocking sanctions, against two major Russian state-owned financial institutions, freezing their assets and cutting off all transactions with them. BJP will have record-breaking win. SP, BSP, Congress combined won't be able to cross 100 mark, says UP's Deputy Chief Minister. As the fourth phase of Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections are set for Wednesday, Deputy Chief Minister Dinesh Sharma said that the Bharatiya Janata Party will have a record-breaking win in the polls, while the Samajwadi Party, Bahujan Samaj Party and Congress combined won't be able to touch 100 mark. Sharma said BJP has fielded the most ordinary of its workers, no use of money and muscle power. The only assessment for BJP's ticket was the diligent work of its workers. BJP will have a record-breaking win. SP, BSP, Congress combined would not be able to cross the 100 mark. Taking a dig at Samajwadi Party, the Deputy Chief Minister said, SP has made a century of defeats. I think after the 10th, people will have nightmares of defeat. Instead of March 18th, BJP workers will play Holi on March 10th to celebrate its win. When the results will be out, many of the current MLAs who are fighting for SP, BSP, CPI, Congress and others will become ghosts and will mourn, he added. Confident of BJP's win, Sharma said earlier in the 2017 election, people would say that BJP has lost its current, and I think this time there is a high voltage current in the BJP, whose biggest blow is going to be on the opposition, especially to the Samajwadi Party. Exemplifying Lucknow's development under the BJP-led state government, Sharma said Lucknow is the Karam Bhumi of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. At a glance, one can make out how much development has happened here. The development in Lucknow under MP Rajnath Singh during the tenure of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is an example for entire India. Polling will be held at 59 assembly seats spread across 9 districts of Lucknow, Rai Bareli, Lakhimpur, Kheri, Sitapur, Hardoi, Unnao, Fatehpur, Pilibhit and Banda. The state is witnessing a multi-cornered contest with Congress, BJP, Samajwadi Party, RLD, Alliance and the Bahujan Samaj Party as principal contenders. Polling for the remaining 3 phases of the 7-phased Uttar Pradesh elections will take place on February 27th, March 3rd and 7th. The counting of voters will take place on March 10th. Instagram removes daily time limit option. Social media tech giant Instagram has quietly removed the ability for its users to limit their daily usage of the app to less than 30 minutes. As per Mac rumors, following the REST app update, the Set Daily Time Limit menu card pops up and prompts users to choose how long that should be, with a new minimum of 30 minutes, while the radio button next to the maximum of 3 hours is pre-selected in the menu card, as if to nudge users to choose that limit. For the uninformed, in 2018, Instagram introduced options in the app to set a daily time limit, with a reminder to be sent when that time limit is reached. Useful for those who want to cut down on their social media usage. Originally, users were able to select a time limit as low as 10 or even 5 minutes a day, but selecting such short durations is no longer possible. Pop-up does say the user can keep their existing limit if they wish, but an additional pop-up on the activity page in the app says that the 10-minute value is no longer supported. So after the update, users will find the new limits available are now 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, and 3 hours. The change arrives just a few months after Instagram introduced its Take a Break feature that lets opt in to receive periodic reminders if they have been on the app for long stretches of time. The change follows disappointing quarterly earnings reported by Meta earlier this month, which saw the company slash its guidance for the first quarter of 2022 by $30 billion. Japan to develop next-gen hydrogen engine for aircraft. The Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology Ministry and Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency will begin development of a next-generation aircraft engine that uses liquid hydrogen as fuel in fiscal 2022. Hydrogen-powered aircraft that emit no carbon dioxide may someday become mainstream, so Japan wants to secure the core technologies in order to enhance the international competitiveness of its aviation industry. The ministry on Friday presented its prioritized themes and work schedule in the aviation industry field to an expert panel, including the development of hydrogen engines. The agency will continue its research and development of pumps to send the fuel of engines, combustor chambers, and materials for tanks until fiscal 2030, and the developed technologies will be transferred to domestic manufacturers and others. Japan's aviation industry lacks the technology to design and manufacture complete aircraft on its own. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries ended up putting on hold its jet airliner business, but now aims to regain its footing by developing hydrogen engines. Because liquid hydrogen has a low temperature of -253 Celsius, there are also plans to harness this cooling capacity and combine it with superconducting motors. Research and development for zero-emission aircraft is already taking off in the United States and Europe, with an eye on the 2030s, when the current fleets of large passenger planes will start nearing their decommissioning. European aviation giant Airbus aims to commercialize a hydrogen-powered aircraft by 2035. Although burning hydrogen does not emit carbon dioxide, safety and cost issues have yet to be overcome. The first look of Saif Ali Khan's from his upcoming film Vikram Vedha will be out tomorrow. We all know that the original film is in Tamil and it's being remade in Hindi. The characters of Vikram and Vedha was originally played by R. Madhavan and Vijay Sethupathis. In the Hindi remake, however, the characters will be played by Saif Ali Khan and Hrithik Roshan respectively. The first look of Hrithik Roshan's Vedha was out on the occasion of his birthday on 10th January. It became an instant talk of the town, and so is expected from Saif Ali Khan's look. So tomorrow, Reliance Entertainment and T-Series will unveil the look of Vikram. The original is highly popular, and there are only a few examples in Indian cinema that talks about the fact that two people whose intentions are completely opposite to each other, still nobody was wrong at their own respective place. The remake culture of Bollywood is often a matter of mockery, but the film retains the original pair of directors from the Tamil movie, and the film is expected to do justice to the original. In our local news, 31st Annual State of Edison Township was held with Mayor Sam Joshi on Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022. The 31st Annual State of Edison Township was held in Pines Manor, Edison, giving opportunity for community and business leaders to meet and network with each other. Edison Mayor Sam Joshi spoke at the event about his new administration's goals for the coming year. Here is what Mayor Sam Joshi had to say about the changes we should look forward to and what will stay the same.
Hey everyone, hey Edison, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Today I just delivered my first State of the Township address for Edison Township. I'm extremely excited about the projects that we have for this year. We have a huge agenda with 3 major projects that we just launched this year. It includes a community garden, a senior citizen center, and the construction of a library. And another event that we're actually going to do is we have so many projects lined up for our recreation department. We have 47 events throughout recreation. We've doubled our budget. These are primarily paid for with the support and help through our state, local, county, and federal officials. These are things that we are taking advantage of, and this is essentially government working for you. I'm excited about this year, and so should you be. I also announced that we would be celebrating Diwali for the first time as a township. It's going to be a huge, terrific event, and I am really, really excited about it.
Guyana, land of many waters, celebrates its 52nd Republic Day on the 23rd February 2022. Guyana became a Republican country, having its own cooperative on the 23rd February 1970. There's also another name used for this day, known as Mashramani. This holiday is the National Day of Guyana and commemorates the birth of the Republic. However, the country was once ruled by the Dutch colonies that first established it and imported African slaves to work on sugar plantations. The British then took control, creating a single colony known as the British Guyana in 1831. Guyana achieved its independence from the UK on 26 May 1966 and declared itself a cooperative republican. Guyana achieved its independence from the UK on 26 May 1966 and declared itself a cooperative republic on 23rd February 1970, abolishing its relationship with the British monarchy, but remaining a member of the Commonwealth. Its heritage means Guyana is the only South American nation in which English is the official language. In New York, the Guyana Consulate hosted an evening of culture on Tuesday, February 22nd, under the theme One Guyana to showcase the uniqueness of Guyana. Each year, this day is celebrated with festivities honoring Guyanese diversity. Wishing all our Guyanese viewers a happy Republic Day.
And in the words of a Guyanese composer, William Bill Pilgrim, I leave it to you. Let us cooperate for Guyana. Let us resolve to fight together. See we do it right together. Can we do it? Yes, we can. One Guyana. Happy 52nd anniversary of our Republic. Thank you.
The proclamation reads as follows. New York State honors Honorable Prime Minister Brigadier Mark Phillips, on the occasion of the 52nd Republic anniversary of Guyana. Whereas Honorable Prime Minister Brigadier Mark Phillips is a superlative civil servant for the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, tirelessly promoting each day the welfare and safety of all Guyanese. Whereas the work of Prime Minister Phillips advances and embodies the shared Guyanese and American values of democracy, personal freedom, pluralism, inclusivity, and conservation. And whereas under the leadership of Prime Minister Phillips, the Guyanese people enjoy peace, prosperity, unity, and friendly international relations. And whereas Prime Minister Phillips also has had an illustrious career in support of the security of the Guyanese people, serving in the Guyana Defense Force for almost 4 decades, and retired as a decorated brigadier and chief of staff. And whereas he has a distinguished international education, holding degrees and completing studies in institutions in Guyana, the United States, the Dominican Republic, the United Kingdom, Brazil, and Canada.
Keep clapping, come on.
And that's a wrap on Vision of Asia tonight. Send us your suggestions and community news that you would like us to cover for our print and television coverage at events@itvgold.com. You can also follow us on our Facebook handle @itvgold. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and pick up a free copy of Desi Talk if you are in the tri-state area or in the Chicago area for news on community, entertainment, and events in US and India. You can also read the News India Times newspaper online at www.newsindiatimes.com or subscribe to the hard copy by calling 212-675-7515. This is Pia Jyoti Kachru saying goodbye.